Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RVBusiness Capital Talk, sponsored by Dicor Products. I'm Rick Kessler. He's Sherman Goldenberg, and we're with RV Business. And joining the two of us today is Bill Rogers. Bill, of course, is the president of Keystone Automotive Operations and its NTP-STAG RV Aftermarket Parts and Accessories Distribution Division.
Bill, that's a mouthful, Rick. Thank you. Good to be with you guys. Good to see you, Sherman.
Nice to see you.
We're talking to you in the middle of December. Holidays are quickly approaching, but so too is the 2023 Expo, NTP-STAG's huge parts and accessories show for dealers. January 16 and 17, it's at the Gaylord Rockies, brand new out in Denver. Looking forward to seeing that facility. Bill, how's things shaping up for that show?
Good. Yeah, everything's shaping up good. We're looking forward to 2 full days of product showcases, educational seminars, exclusive promotions, special events, and a lot of industry-wide networking opportunities. So
give us some dimensions on this show. Well, I mean, I see in the material we received that this new facilities are 500,000 square feet dedicated to that show area, which is impressive in itself. But how about the number of attendees? What are you anticipating?
So we're still nailing down the numbers, but it'll be obviously more than last year, and approaching kind of normal years, I would say, if not better. So that's the game plan. It all depends on some of the people that end up signing up between now and then, and drive-ins, you know, similar to Dallas and other areas. There are a fair number of folks that are in that kind of geography. So
what about exhibitors, Bill? What's that look like?
Yeah, similar to prior years for us. There's always some, you know, percentage that are new, and we're looking forward to having them be there for the first time. And then with it, on both the dealer side and on the supplier side, there's always industry consolidation, I would say. So, you know, some will be, you know, consolidated down into one larger booth, for example, for some of the folks that have been there in the past. But yeah, I think it'll be similar. So
go ahead, Rick.
Well, you haven't even talked about our keynotes yet, and a couple of NFL legends, Brian Billick and Joe Theismann.
Yeah, we're excited to have them there. You know, we're always looking for impactful presentations that, you know, come from people that are well recognized. And we have a pair of legendary Super Bowl champions. So we're excited to have them there and speaking at the event. And, you know, I'm actually very much looking forward to hearing what they have to say as well, because, you know, you have a perspective on things, but I think both speakers will have a real perspective that goes beyond what most people, you know, have as experiences. So I think it'll be good.
Well, what's the backdrop of this whole event? You know, how we all know about the market not being what I'll use that word normal again. You know, but what's the aftermarket look like right now? People tell us repeatedly that while the new sales of recreation vehicles are not quite what they were a year or two ago, fact is the service side of the business in the aftermarket's parts and accessories, kind of an interesting position right now, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think the unit sales, you know, being down from the highs, still don't mean that they're bad. They're just the whole industry, I think, has gone up overall and has been on a growth rate for a long, long time. And while there's some peaks and some valleys, and last year was a peak for sure, it's kind of hard to repeat that every year, but directionally everything continues to improve, on the longer term kind of view of things. And the aftermarket is a bit different than the unit sales, in that there's a lot of service that goes on for the installed base out there. So we participate in a pretty big way in that whole market of service for what the consumers have already purchased. And the more the installed base, the more service requirements there are over time. So
So, go ahead.
One of the things that I want to ask you about, to just really follow up on what you just said, though, last couple of years was those ridiculous numbers for new RV sales, but a lot of times that meant that the suppliers weren't able to supply the aftermarket as well as they wanted to. Are we at a position now where your inventory is up there where it needs to be?
yeah, we are. I think we've gotten through that probably, last summer for the most part. There's still things that are in short supply for sure, but in general, it's back to normal from a supply perspective. And where there are shortfalls, it's much more temporary. So I think we're through all that for the most part.
Well, one of the other things that we always look forward to at the Expo is just getting to see some of our friends face to face again.
Yeah.
You mentioned it, the show last year in Vegas, it was great. It was wonderful. New facility there, by the way.
Yeah.
But it was limited and limited on purpose. So this time we're opening it back up and looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yeah, last couple of years, because we really never took a year off on the show, as you know, but for the last couple of years, it's been a bit muted due to the concerns. And Canada, as basically a block, has been not there for the last couple of years. And
True.
And they're always a big part of the show as well. And so we're looking forward to welcoming them back and having them have the ability to go back and forth across the border in a more reasonable way, I'd say.
Reasonable is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Bill, as a guy who
I was up in Canada a couple of weeks ago, so it's much easier.
But as a guy who had to steer a company through these last going on 3 years of the pandemic and supposedly coming out as a nation from that, we'll see here. But how's NTP-STAG look? How's your business in general, automotive and recreation vehicle?
Yeah, it's good. I would say it's not where it was last year. Just especially on some of the, I guess, parts and aftermarket products that lend themselves to the new unit sales. So as those change, our sales of some of those products change as well. And although the service, I think, is good, those products that go with new units sometimes fall off with the unit sales. But, we're doing other things to make up for it. I think there's some really interesting areas that the dealers can benefit from in terms of product expansion or kind of new categories to get into. We keep presenting what we call overlanding or van life or car camping, anything you want to call that. But in my mind, that whole area lends itself really to the RV dealer to be more of a destination for those consumers to go to for the products that they're looking for. And the RV dealers are getting into it for sure, especially with any of the units that kind of resemble those overlanding type vehicles. But there's a ton of product that doesn't necessarily connect to the vehicle that they can also participate in, and we're trying to make sure that they have a good understanding of those products that are out there that we carry and can deliver to them. So, and RECT continues to be a focus for the industry. And of course,
I'm gonna ask about that.
yeah. So, I mean, we feel like we have a good solution and have participated with the OEs in trying to help with that whole challenge that the industry has. And any of the OEs that we operate with, next day service, you know, practically that we offer when a OE part is required fast, they I think everybody benefits when we're involved with that. And a lot of our dealers really are looking for us to be involved with that in a bigger way because it's fast.
You've personally had a role in RECT in improving the industry's turnaround on service in general since day one. I mean, as we've covered it. And so you're saying that that focus remains, that you're still in it.
Absolutely. And as you know, service becomes more and more important for all the installed base out there, I think it'll be and continue to be a big focus for the industry and for companies that want to be involved with it.
Rick, I pretty much exhausted my questions. We beat him up pretty good. What about you?
Well, I could ask him about any programs or company priorities or anything that you're gonna introduce at the show, but I think you like to keep those things as a discovery.
Yeah, all I can say is there's a ton of things going on at the show, and we're excited, as you said, to be at that new facility out in Colorado. So that'll be new for us and new for the dealers, but I think very interesting. And if you haven't been out there, it is a spectacular view. So we don't know what the weather will be like exactly, but we're just minutes away from the airport and a quick ride over there. So and it's a full-fledged resort that has everything, and including you know, access to Denver for anybody who wants to get there. So
Sounds good. Rick,
Yep.
you want to sign us off? Pardon
Yeah.
me, Bill. Did you want to add something?
nope, I'm good.
All right.
Looking forward to seeing you guys out there.
All right. I want to thank Dicor again for their sponsorship. And Bill, thank you very much for joining us.
Yep, thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
Take care.